Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world full of distractions. The noise around us is constant, pulling us in every direction, demanding our attention. The world tells us who to be, how to act, what success should look like, and where we should place our energy. And yet, there's one thing we must remember. The greatest power you possess is the power to focus on yourself. Focusing on internal growth is one of the most transformative decisions you can make in your life. It's easy to get lost in the noise of the outside world, the expectations of others, the pressures of success, and the relentless pace of society. But true, lasting transformation begins not with external change, but with cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself. The process of turning inward, of nurturing your mind, body, and soul is where the foundation of all personal growth lies. We often place our focus on the things happening around us, the approval of others, the achievements we believe will define our worth, or the material goals we think we need to reach in order to feel fulfilled. While these things are not inherently wrong, they are fleeting. They depend on external circumstances and opinions that are beyond our control. True fulfillment, however, comes from within. It comes from the realization that the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. When you make the conscious decision to focus on your inner world, you start to realize the power you have to change your life from the inside out. This doesn't mean ignoring the world around you or shutting yourself off from others. It means investing time and energy into understanding your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors and how they influence your actions. It's about looking inward to assess your beliefs, your values, and your vision of who you are and who you want to become. This practice helps you shift from reacting to life based on the circumstances around you to creating your own path in alignment with your inner truth. Cultivating this kind of internal focus requires discipline. It's about making space to tune out the noise, the distractions, and the demands of others. When you focus on yourself, it means taking time to reflect on what truly matters to you, to ask yourself the hard questions, and to explore what lies beneath the surface. It's not about achieving perfection, but about creating a relationship with yourself that is rooted in self-awareness and growth. It's about acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses without judgment, allowing you to make conscious decisions about how to move forward. This journey inward can often be uncomfortable. It's not always easy to face the parts of yourself that you've buried or ignored. But it's in these moments of discomfort that real growth occurs. When you confront your fears, insecurities, and past wounds, you open the door to healing and transformation. And as you heal, you begin to reshape the way you see the world and interact with it. The more you focus on your internal growth, the more clarity you gain about your true desires, your passions, and your purpose in life. As you continue to focus on your internal growth, you become less dependent on external validation. You no longer need others to define your worth or measure your success. You begin to realize that you have the power to create your own narrative, to decide who you are and who you want to become. The more you invest in this internal focus, the more you start to align with your highest self, and the more you attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that are in alignment with your true nature. Ultimately, focusing on your internal growth isn't just a means to an end. It's the foundation upon which everything else in your life will flourish. And so when you take the time to cultivate self-awareness, you empower yourself to navigate the world with intention, authenticity, and confidence. By focusing on your inner world, you unlock the potential to create a life that is truly your own. The power of focus is one of the most profound forces at our disposal. In a world where distractions are endless and constant, learning how to direct our energy intentionally can change the course of our lives. What we focus on truly expands. This is not just a theory, but a universal principle that governs how we experience the world. The way we direct our attention shapes our reality, and understanding this can be the key to unlocking limitless potential. Every thought we think, every emotion we feel, and every action we take is a reflection of where we place our focus. If we focus on fear, for instance, we will notice more things in the world that reinforce our fear. We'll find more reasons to be anxious or worried, and our mindset will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, if we focus on possibilities, growth, and gratitude, we'll begin to see opportunities and solutions more clearly. Our perception shifts and we become more attuned to the positive elements in our lives. This isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about deliberately choosing where we place our energy and attention. This principle can be seen in every aspect of life, from the smallest moments to the largest decisions. Think about a goal you've set for yourself. When you focus your thoughts on it with clarity and purpose, you start to see more ways to achieve it. Opportunities you might have previously overlooked begin to appear, and people who can help you on your journey show up in unexpected places. Your actions become more aligned with your goal, and each step you take brings you closer to it. This is the result of focused energy. Your attention creates momentum, and that momentum fuels further progress. Focus isn't just about thinking about something once in a while and hoping it works out. It requires consistent intention. It's about training the mind to return to the things that matter most and blocking out the noise that can easily distract us. It's about showing up daily for what you want to create in your life, even when the road seems long or difficult. Focus demands discipline, but the rewards are immense. The more you direct your attention toward a particular goal, belief, or purpose, the more that energy grows and starts to manifest in tangible ways. What you focus on becomes your reality. This power of focus also allows us to break free from limiting beliefs. When we constantly focus on what we cannot do or what we lack, we reinforce feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. But when we intentionally choose to focus on our strengths, our potential, and the abundance that already exists in our lives, we begin to shift our mindset. We start to believe that anything is possible because we've trained ourselves to see possibilities rather than obstacles. In this way, the simple act of changing our focus can transform the way we view ourselves and the world around us. Furthermore, the focus you place on yourself and your own growth is just as important as focusing on your goals. When you invest time and energy in building your inner world, your mental clarity, emotional resilience, and self-awareness, you create a solid foundation for everything else to grow. The more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the more you naturally attract experiences that align with that version. The power of focus creates an energetic field around you that attracts opportunities, people, and circumstances that are in harmony with your growth and aspirations. In essence, focusing on what you truly want is not just about thinking about it. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your deepest desires. It's about deliberately creating the reality you want to experience. Changing your life begins with changing how you think. The way we perceive the world and ourselves shapes the actions we take, the opportunities we see, and the outcomes we experience. Our thoughts have immense power, and understanding this is the first step toward creating lasting change. Reprogramming your mind means shifting the way you think about yourself, your possibilities, and the world around you. It is the foundation of personal transformation and growth. Our beliefs are formed over time through experiences, conditioning, and the messages we receive from society, our families, and our peers. These beliefs become the lenses through which we view everything. If you believe that you are not capable of achieving your dreams, your actions will align with that belief. You may not take risks, pursue new opportunities, or even believe that you deserve success. This self-imposed limitation is rooted in your thought patterns and belief systems, and in order to break free from it, you must change how you think. The process of reprogramming your mind starts with awareness. You have to become conscious of your thoughts and beliefs, especially those that are limiting or self-sabotaging. Pay attention to the inner dialogue that runs in the background of your mind. Are you constantly telling yourself that you can't do something or that you're not good enough? These thoughts are not the truth. They are simply patterns that have been ingrained over time. By recognizing these thoughts, you begin to take the first step toward changing them. Once you are aware of these limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it true? Often we realize that these beliefs are based on fear, past failures, or misconceptions that no longer have a place in our present. By questioning them, you begin to dismantle the power they have over you. This doesn't mean that old thoughts and beliefs won't arise. It simply means that you have the ability to choose whether or not to give them energy. The next phase in reprogramming your mind is to replace those old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones. This process requires intentional effort. You have to consciously choose to think differently, even if it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar at first. It can be as simple as replacing thoughts like "I can't" with "I am capable," or "I'm not good enough" with "I am worthy of success and love." Every time you practice this, you reinforce the new belief, and over time it becomes more natural. Your thoughts begin to align with your true potential, and this shift will start to manifest in your actions. Reprogramming your mind also involves creating new habits of thought. Your thoughts directly influence your emotions, and your emotions in turn drive your behavior. By changing the way you think, you can shift how you feel, and as a result, change the actions you take. For example, if you constantly think about failure or fear, you may feel paralyzed and unable to take action. But if you choose to think about success and opportunity, you will feel more motivated and confident in pursuing your goals. Over time, these new thought patterns will create a new reality, one that is aligned with your highest potential. It's important to note that this reprogramming process is ongoing. Our minds are constantly influenced by the world around us, and the old patterns will sometimes resurface. But each time they do, you have the opportunity to choose again. Reprogramming your mind is not a one-time event. It is a continual process of growth, self-awareness, and intentionality. The more you practice shifting your thoughts toward positivity, growth, and possibility, the more natural it becomes, and the more your life will reflect these new beliefs. By changing your thoughts, you unlock the power to change your life. Your mind is a tool, and when used intentionally, it can create incredible transformation. The key is to take control of your thoughts, challenge the beliefs that no longer serve you, and replace them with those that align with the person you are becoming. This is the path to true personal transformation. Personal transformation is not an overnight process. It is a gradual unfolding, one step at a time, requiring patience and persistence. The journey of growth is not linear, and there will be moments when it feels as though nothing is changing. But each moment, each small step forward is contributing to the larger picture of who you are becoming. The key is to trust the process and remain committed even when progress seems slow or uncertain. Transformation is often a subtle shift, but it's a shift that, over time, leads to significant change. Patience is essential when it comes to personal growth. In a world where instant gratification is celebrated, we are often conditioned to expect immediate results. But true transformation requires time. It requires that you stay committed to your growth, even when it feels like things are not happening as quickly as you would like. It's easy to become frustrated when results don't appear right away. But the truth is, the most profound changes happen beneath the surface, long before they become visible. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your inner growth requires nurturing and patience. This patience is not about passively waiting for change to happen. It's about showing up for yourself each day, regardless of external circumstances. It's about continuing to put in the effort to practice new habits and to challenge old beliefs, even when it feels difficult or when the results are not immediately apparent. Over time, your efforts compound, and eventually the transformation becomes evident in your life. Each decision you make, each choice to focus on your growth, moves you closer to the person you are destined to become. Furthermore, personal transformation requires an openness to discomfort. It's easy to stay in familiar patterns, even if those patterns are unhealthy or unproductive, because they provide a sense of safety. But real growth happens when you push past your comfort zone and embrace the unknown. It's in the moments of discomfort that we face our fears, challenge our limitations, and break free from the old ways of thinking and being. This discomfort is a sign of growth, not a reason to turn back. When you lean into that discomfort with curiosity and a willingness to evolve, you create the space for transformation to take place. Transformation also requires self-compassion. It's important to remember that growth is not about achieving perfection, but about becoming a better version of yourself each day. You will encounter setbacks along the way, moments when you stumble or fall short of your own expectations, but this is part of the process. It's not about being perfect, it's about learning from your experiences, adjusting, and continuing to move forward. Treat yourself with the same kindness and patience that you would offer a close friend who is on a similar journey. As you continue to practice patience and embrace the discomfort that comes with transformation, you begin to notice subtle shifts. Your perspective changes, your responses to challenges evolve, and your sense of self grows stronger. These changes may not be immediately visible to others, but you will begin to feel them within yourself. Your confidence grows as you start to see that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The things that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth, and over time, the cumulative effect of these small changes leads to a significant transformation that you can feel and that others will begin to notice as well. Transformation is a journey that unfolds at its own pace. Some days will feel easier than others, but every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. By practicing patience and embracing discomfort, you allow yourself the space to evolve into the highest version of yourself. We often search for the keys to success, happiness, and fulfillment in the world around us. We look for validation from others, seek approval, or hope that one day we will find something outside of ourselves that will make us feel whole. But the truth is, everything you need to grow and succeed is already within you. The power to transform your life, to unlock your potential, and to create the future you desire is not something you have to search for outside of yourself. It has always been within you, waiting to be uncovered and nurtured. The journey of personal growth begins when you recognize that you are already whole, already capable, and already worthy. You don't need to wait for external circumstances to change before you begin. You don't need to seek permission from others or wait for a certain moment in time. The moment you realize that you have everything you need within you, you begin to shift your mindset. No longer are you dependent on outside forces to dictate your worth or determine your success. Instead, you step into your own power, recognizing that your thoughts, emotions, and actions are what will ultimately shape your reality. When you believe that you already possess the resources to succeed, you stop looking for validation outside of yourself. You stop seeking approval from others or waiting for someone else to tell you that you are capable. You begin to trust in your own abilities, in your intuition, and in the knowledge that you are enough as you are. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful because it removes the need for external validation. It allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you don't need anyone else's permission to achieve your goals or follow your dreams. Understanding that everything you need is within you also means recognizing that you are the creator of your own reality. The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the actions you take all play a role in shaping the life you experience. If you focus on what you don't have or what you think you're missing, that becomes your reality. But when you focus on what you already possess, the strength, wisdom, creativity, and resilience you carry within you, you begin to attract more of those qualities into your life. Your internal world starts to align with your external world, and you begin to see opportunities, solutions, and resources that were always there, but may have been hidden by self-doubt or limiting beliefs. This realization also empowers you to take responsibility for your life. No longer do you wait for someone else to change or for circumstances to be just right. You understand that you have the power to make decisions, to change your course, and to create the life you want. The choices you make today will determine the future you create, and that future is within your control. By acknowledging that you already have everything you need within you, you begin to step into a place of empowerment, where you take ownership of your life and your destiny. As you continue to embrace this truth, you'll notice how your life begins to shift. You start to see more possibilities because you're no longer limited by the idea that something or someone else holds the key to your success. Your confidence grows as you take action based on your own beliefs and intuition, and with each step you take, you reinforce the idea that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. In essence, when you understand that everything you need is already within you, you tap into an unlimited source of potential that is waiting to be activated. When you focus on your own growth and development, you begin to create a life that is not only purposeful, but also filled with peace. This sense of purpose and peace comes from a deep alignment with who you truly are and what you value. Too often, we look for external sources of fulfillment, success, recognition, approval from others, believing that these things will bring us happiness. But true contentment arises from within, from a life lived in alignment with your deepest values and desires. When you focus on yourself, you take control of your own narrative and begin to create a life that reflects your authentic self. This focus on personal growth allows you to clarify your purpose. It helps you define what truly matters to you beyond the noise of external expectations or societal pressures. When you take the time to reflect on your values, your passions, and your goals, you create a roadmap for your life that is uniquely your own. Rather than living according to someone else's definition of success, you begin to live according to your own vision. This clarity gives you direction and helps you prioritize what is most important in your life. As you continue to focus on your growth, your sense of purpose becomes stronger and you begin to move forward with intention. Purpose, however, is not just about achievement or external recognition, it's about fulfillment and alignment. When you live a life of purpose, you no longer feel aimless or adrift. You know that every step you take is aligned with who you are and where you want to go. This sense of alignment brings peace because you're no longer pulled in multiple directions by conflicting desires or external demands. You are clear on your path, and with that clarity comes a profound sense of inner peace. As you deepen your focus on personal growth, you also begin to notice how your relationships change. You no longer rely on others to provide validation or fulfillment. Instead, you approach your relationships from a place of wholeness. When you are focused on your own growth, you attract people who resonate with your energy, who support your vision, and who encourage your development. Your relationships become deeper and more meaningful because they are based on mutual respect, authenticity, and shared values. This focus also allows you to respond to challenges and setbacks with a sense of calm. Life is full of obstacles, but when you are grounded in your own growth and purpose, these obstacles no longer feel insurmountable. Instead, they become opportunities for growth and learning. You understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, and rather than feeling defeated, you approach them with resilience and a commitment to continue moving forward. The more you focus on your own development, the more resilient you become in the face of life's challenges. Additionally, when you focus on your personal growth, you begin to understand the power of your own energy. Your mindset, emotions, and actions send ripples out into the world, and as you grow and evolve, you begin to attract experiences and opportunities that align with your highest self. This shift in energy attracts people, circumstances, and opportunities that support your growth and help you move closer to your goals. Your impact on the world becomes more profound, and you find that you are living a life that not only brings you peace, but also contributes positively to others. As you continue to focus on your own growth and development, your life becomes a reflection of the person you are becoming. A person who is aligned with their values, their purpose, and their highest potential. This alignment brings peace because you are no longer chasing after external validation or success. Instead, you are living from a place of authenticity, grounded in the knowledge that the life you are creating is a direct result of your own efforts and focus. When you focus on your own growth, you create a life of clarity, purpose, and deep inner peace.